Hey guys, alright, Penny here. I'm in Prague. I don't know if you guys can see. Elise is over there. We're at Elise's hotel. I'm just outside for lunch. It's so beautiful here. I'm just like walking away from everybody. I would be doing this on Facebook Live, but instead I'm just recording at my phone because I keep getting kicked out of Facebook for some reason. So I don't know why, but look, there it is. And let me show you this view. You guys can see. It is seriously amazing. So she owns over 100 acres here in Prague. So we're in the Czech Republic, in Prague, in Europe. Let me get a view over there too. And we're just having an amazing time. So anyway, we have a lot of homework. Like we're here for business training, and even though I actually might sit down, there's a lot of people over there that are eating lunch. So I'm actually gonna sit down. I wanted to get away someplace quiet here. There we go. So yeah, I said I would have been doing this live on Facebook, but I keep getting kicked out and I still wanted to do this. So anyway, one of our homework to get back into into the next training session is I have to do a video on sampling. Trying to look at the camera, there we go. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I've done videos on sampling before, and I'm just basically gonna update you on the way that Elise just taught us. It is awesome. I'm gonna post this into our group and then I'll put it on YouTube also, but on YouTube I have another video all about sampling, like more in detail and on where to get your samples and like details, but this is her sampling model. Okay, I'm going to try to be quick, but I don't want to leave anything out. Okay, so it's really important. So basically, sampling is like the heart of doTERRA, and I did a lot of it in the beginning. In fact, to go diamond, I'm going to take this purse off too. I sampled over 100 women in about 1.5 months or so, or 2 months in the business, and it helped me to go diamond. Okay, so I went to friends that I had on Facebook, and I just said, hey, I'm sampling a whole bunch of people, 100 women. It was my goal, and I'd love to sample you if you haven't tried oils, and I'd love to give you an oil experience. And then if they were close to me, I would give it to them, but most of the people, since I had just moved, were far away. So I was putting a lot of samples in the mail. If people live close to you, that's obviously better. So it really does work. Like I said, I had sampled 100 women. And I was trying to do it in 2 weeks, but it ended up being, I started like December 15th or December 1st, and I wanted to get done by the 15th, and it went until into January. So it took some time, but anyway, I'm going to go over Elise's sampling model with you guys. So first I want you guys to know that anyone can do this. It is the heart of doTERRA. That's one of the beautiful things about essential oils, is that people can use it right away and they have an oil experience, and then they are like trying it before they buy it, right? And then when they come to your class, and Elise says, do not let anyone come to your class unless they've been sampled. So, and there's a reason to that, because they are going to share their testimonies. Oh, there's some four-wheelers. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's part of the experience. Is you can go four-wheeling. There's a spa here. There's a gym. There's all these cool things. So I'm sitting here pregnant. Not doing any of those cool things. I'm doing training. So anyway, she wants everyone to come to your class completely sampled. Like, she does not want anyone going to a class until they've been sampled. Okay, so she has a timeline, an entire system. Now this is working awesomely, if that's a word, in every country. So she has people in all different countries doing this, so you can be successful at sampling anywhere you go. All you need are like the little vials and your samples. It doesn't even matter what oils that you have. Ideally, you're using an oil that is going to be beneficial to them, right? But if you don't have that oil, you could use any oil. The top 3 oils people usually use are peppermint, lavender, and lemon. But start with the cheapest oils, and I like to start with the top 10, the cheapest, because that will lead to them buying a kit, and also it's like cheaper for you, right? Because you have to supply the sample, and then it'll be cheaper for them for when they go to buy that oil. If it works, they're not starting with like frankincense, which is like one of the more expensive oils, right? Okay, so let's see, I have a whole bunch of notes here. One cool thing that she did say. If you guys are serious about starting samples, please message me, because I have a special program I'm going to do with you guys, but it's only for the people that message me. I'm going to be doing, I'll just say it here so you guys can just message me or email me and put in like the subject line 20 samples. So basically, if you commit to sampling 20 people in 1 week, I will cover the cost of the oils, the vials, and your A to Z guides that you are going to be using. So if you sample 20 people in 1 week, this is what one of the like little tips that she shared with us that she does. She will cover their cost. So if you guys are listening to this and you're on my team, after you message 20 people, let me know the 20 names, what oils you gave them, and I will reimburse you for the cost of the oil, the vial, and your A to Z guide, because you want to give them an A to Z guide when you are giving them the oil, so they can look through and see how that oil will help and how all the other oils will help with all of their other elements. So let's say they have acne and you give them Maluka or tea tree, but now they're looking at like hemorrhoids or I don't know, anything else embarrassing maybe that they didn't want to tell you. Now they can just kind of look at that themselves. Okay, so the prepping is going to be your most important thing. Take your time in the prepping. The first thing is what you're going to do is, let me see, I've got a whole bunch of notes here. I'm going to make sure. There we go. I like this note better. I might go back and forth on my notes. You can see I have like a whole notebook here of stuff. Okay, so the first thing is you're going to make your list of people. What I did is I went onto Facebook and I wrote down all the names of women that I wanted to sample. Now these women were also like 5, 6s, or 7s. So if you guys went through the, I just ate lunch and I like had sparkling water, so I'm like hiccuping, excuse me, I'm like pregnant, just whatever. There's an oil for that. I need to put like digestant on me or something. So the people that I'm sampling first, right, would be like the 5, 6, and 7s, the women that I would love to do business with, right? So if you guys went through the 7 characteristics, we've already done this, but hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. These are the people that are 5, 6, or 7s, people that are into natural things, they're influential, they have an entrepreneur mind, you know, they're women, right? They have, if they're married, they have a supportive spouse to support them. So that's your first thing is making a list, right? So if you're doing 20 in a week, you make 20. I did 100, and I highly recommend you putting your 100 list together. Then you rate them and you're like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A 7 would be they have all the characteristics, okay? We've already went through the characteristics before in the other videos. Then you plan to connect. So I connected with them just on Facebook. I messaged them, but if it was like a mom that I saw regularly, I would just talk to them. When I talk to them, I wouldn't make it weird or awkward. I have to remember to keep looking at the camera, which is so weird. And then, you know, if you text them, if you call them, however is the normal way you communicate. So when I did this, Facebook was my normal way of communicating. That's how I connected. Then you do a sample call, which is basically you just get on the phone and ask them if they want to try the sample, okay? I'm going to give you guys a little bit more of a detail. I'm trying to see what number it is here. Elise Sedavi does daily mentor calls at dailymentorcalls.com, and she goes in details of this. Sign up and you're going to get one every single day. I think she has 50 of them out, and I can't remember what number this one is. It's one of the first ones, I think. But anyway, when I offer people samples, I just ask them if they wanted to sample. I said, I'm sampling women, I'd love to sample them. But if you're talking to someone and they're talking about, oh, my kid has this, or we have an ear infection, or whatever, I would just say right there, are you like open to trying a sample of essential oils? Are you open to natural solutions? I would give a testimony on something that the oils helped you for, and then you ask them if you're willing to, if you give them a sample, are they willing to try it, right? So then the next thing is you drop off the sample, ideally in person, right? If you are talking to them in person, you go to their house, you tell them how to use the sample, okay? And in my little vials, I'd only put like 10 to 15 drops. Elise says 10 to 20, and you don't dilute it. You don't give them the whole bottle. It's just the sample, right? Because you want them to try it and experience it, and then buy their own bottle or buy their own kit, right? Ideally, they buy a whole kit. I always sell the home essential kits, but you can sell any kit. Then the really important thing is to follow up with them 2 days later. Not 1 day, not 3 days, not a week, not a month. Elise is very specific on this program. She's spent like $100,000 like actually figuring out this program to see like how many days, what do I say, all these different things. And so on day 2, it's a follow-up call, okay? And the call is, and you have to say this exact wording, okay, did you have an opportunity to try the oil yet? You don't just say, how'd you like the oil or whatever, because if they haven't used the oil, you don't want to put them in a position where it's kind of awkward for them to say they didn't use it yet. So you say, did you have an opportunity to use the oil, right? Either yes or no, I used the oil. If they did not have the opportunity to use the oil, that's totally fine. They're like, I want you to put it on tonight, or let's say they're having problems sleeping. You're like, you take that lavender, you're going to put a few drops on your feet tonight, and then I'm going to call you in the morning and I'm going to see how you enjoyed it. The important thing is when you're telling or talking to people about the oils is you're never going to say or promise a guarantee, right? It's just like a medication. Different medications work for different people, and let's say you take a medication for your allergy and it doesn't work. Well, you say no medications work, they don't believe in them, or do you say that wasn't the right one and you try another one? That's the same thing with essential oils. And so I just say, hey, some of them are going to work for you, some of them aren't, but if you're willing to be patient with me, I'll be patient with you, and we're going to find the right oil. So that way they're not, like if it didn't work, let's say lavender was not the right oil for them for their sleep, they're not like, oh my gosh, oils suck, they don't work, and they never are open to trying another oil. So you just say, I don't know if this is the right one for you, let's just try it and we'll see how it goes. And then you call them the next morning. So do what you say you're going to do. When you call, or when you say you're going to do it, when you're going to call them, okay? If the morning doesn't work for you, you could use the afternoon, it's fine. Then you call them again and you say, did you have an opportunity to use the essential oil? Again, don't assume they've used it, even though you've already reminded them. They could say yes or no. If they say no again, you can say, that's fine, let's try it right now together. Like, open your bottle and let's do it on the phone, and I really want to make sure you have a good experience. So that's how you take care of that. If they say yes, right, and let's say it didn't work, they're like, no, I really didn't notice a difference. Or let's say that, oh, I broke out from that, or something horrible happened maybe, which doesn't really happen, but if it does, your reaction is just to be like, oh, well, that was obviously not the right oil for you, so let's find you a different oil. And so they're like, oh, okay, because remember you promised to be patient with them, that you would find them the right oil. And then if from the beginning, if they had a great experience, like, oh my gosh, I fell right asleep, I did not wake up, or let's say again, they put them on their back, and they're like, I was like, no pain, I can't believe it, like that's never happened. They could have a good experience right from the beginning too. And so that point, you'd be like, oh, if you thought that was great, if you thought the deep blue on your back was great, that's just the tip of the iceberg of what essential oils can do for you. And I'm having a class next Thursday, and I'd love for you to come, right? So they don't even get an invite to your class until they've tried the essential oils, which is another reason why it's good to have a weekly class going, so you can invite them to the next class, right? But they can't come to your class until they've tried an oil. Okay, you want everyone to have a good experience before they come to your class, because you are going to have them share their testimonies, and you want them to love the oil. So their biggest issue, or their biggest thought process when they're at the class, is decide what kit to get, not if they're going to get it. Let me see here. I want to take your time with this process. This is what Elise said. I mean, even though we all grew fast, and Elise grew fast, and she's a triple diamond, she says, take your time with this process. You could sample a lot of people at one time, so it's not that you're not moving fast, right? You're just taking your time with each one of these people, okay? And giving them their space. So the 2 days, and then call them again. If that didn't work, call them again. Try to think. I think that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. There's a whole bunch of other things that we've gone over. But that was the first training that she wanted us to do, was to go over sampling with you guys, because it really is the heart of doTERRA. And Emily Wright is coming here in a couple of days, and she also was talking to Elise and saying that, you know, sampling is how we share the oils, and we want everyone to have positive experiences, and we want to be educators and just really hands-on, and just, you know, getting people to love oils. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and just one more time, look at this view. Isn't that gorgeous? Hope you guys all have the opportunity to come to Prague. She does do different trips for different people to come here, and so I hope you guys get a chance to come here. One last plug for a way for you to get Elise in your ears every day is go to dailymentorcalls.com, put your email in, and it's totally free. Elise doesn't charge for her trainings. It's for you, or for your team. It's for anyone in doTERRA. If you guys are not on my team and you're listening to this, it's training that works. It's simple. Each video is like 5 to maybe 20 minutes, and you're going to get it every day in your inbox, so you can just listen to one thing to keep you going. So I'm going to plug that. And I will be back later to talk about classes, inviting, all the cool things that we've learned. I don't know if I'll do them all from Prague, but anyway, this was kind of a special video. Hope you guys like it. Hope you're sampling. Hope you're helping a whole bunch of people get started with the power of essential oils. All right, bye guys.